event, Rhodes Scholar is a binder event, one binder for both partners. You can put as much information as you need in there, but we'll talk about that a little bit more. It's basically all about maps and like satellites and stuff like that. So yeah, it assesses your knowledge on maps, state highway maps, USGS topographic maps, and internet generated maps. It also assesses your satellite aerial imagery skills like Google Maps and things like that. It also assesses how well you can draw maps through map profiling and student created maps. And we'll talk about that some more. Here are the rules. I'll send them again in the chat for. Oh no. So these are the rules. As you can see, there's 4 sections: topographic map, highway map, student created map, satellite photos, and internet map. So these are just kind of what each topic entails. You can see topographic kind of has a lot, but usually you split with your partner. One, like for me and my partner did topographic maps, and if they had time, satellite photos, and I did highway maps, student created maps, and satellite photos. We would kind of both do. You can have 2 calculators non-graphing, protractors, rulers, any other measuring device. So there are some other measuring devices that look like a square. We use those too. Hard copies of information in your binder. You can use that in one binder though. The USGS map symbol sheet. This is very, very important. I'll send you guys a link to it. I don't think you're allowed to use compasses. I mean, it isn't any other measuring device. You can use compasses, but you kind of don't really need it. Um, that's the link to the USGS symbol sheet. It has a bunch of symbols and what they mean. This comes in really handy for a lot of questions, and you should have that in your binder, and you'll look through them to find what each means. No, you can get stuff if they fall out. Yeah. Okay. So these are the 4 main sections. Topographic maps, they look like that. State highway maps, just like regular with a bunch of highways. Map drawing, so you're gonna like make a map using the USGS symbol sheet. We'll talk about that later. And then satellite imagery. So for topographic maps, they're also known as quadrangles. You can see one right here. This is from Hanover, New Hampshire. These are the things you need to know about topographic maps. Just terminology, nothing you have to calculate for now, but this is kind of the terminology you have to know. So the boundaries of a quadrangle map, or the topographic map you see here, are called neat lines, and this is an arrow pointing to just the boundaries of it. Surrounding quads will help you find out the 8 bordering quads. So this right here is just one quad, which is why it's called quadrangle. And you want to see like the bordering quads around this quad. So surrounding quads would help you do that. They are located at the bottom, right there in the red circle. A series is the group of maps with common specifications. Rhodes Scholar uses 7.5-minute series. You'll see a lot of questions on like what minute series do do groups of maps use, and the answer will always be 7.5-minute series. Scale is the ratio of a distance. Oh, wait. Series is located right on the top. It will say 7.5-minute series and it has a parentheses topographic on it. Scale is the ratio of a distance on the map to the actual distance on the ground. So 1 to 24 24,000, which would be right on the bottom. You'll see, I mean, it's kind of blurry. Oh, wait, I had the, okay, yeah, never mind. You can see, if you could see that it says scale 1 to 2400 there. Legends may show important information on how to read the quad. This one you guys should probably know. It's right over there on the bottom right. Contour interval indicates the number of feet between each contour line. So if you're finding the elevation of something, you must look at the contour interval first. In addition, like series and scales, many tests will, like, they'll ask for series and scale, but they'll also ask what the contour interval is. But unlike series and scale, which has set numbers like 7.5 minute or 1 to 24,000, this contour interval number varies depending on the map you're looking at. Contour lines are lines throughout the map that indicate the elevation of a location. Index contour lines are thicker and show up every fifth of a contour line. So let me just show you like how a contour interval looks. It says your contour interval there, and if you look closely on the map, you'll see like a bunch of brown thin lines. So if you look really closely, you see a thick line, and then a thick brown line, and then thin brown lines next to it. So the thick brown line is the index contour line. They show up every fifth of a contour line, and then the thin brown lines are just normal contour lines every 20 feet, as indicated by your contour interval on the bottom middle. It says contour interval is 20 feet, which means that between each contour line, it'll be a 20 feet difference. So you'll start off with the index contour line, move 20 feet, 20 feet, 20 feet, 20 feet, and then the fifth one would be another index contour line, the thicker ones. So you can see on the graph, if you look really closely, a thick 4 lines and then a thick. Your map location is right on the top where it says what map you're kind of like, where are you kind of referencing this, which is Hanover, which is a city in New Hampshire. Magnetic declination is the number of degrees between true north and magnetic north. So true north is like a fixed point on the globe, and magnetic north is the direction that a compass needle points to as it aligns with the Earth's magnetic field. Usually this is given to you right there. It kind of has like a small little diagram for you. And GN is geographic declination, and it's the number of degrees between true north and geographic north. So geographic north is the direction from any point along a meridian towards the North Pole. So that's the difference between geographic and magnetic north. Okay. Fun fact is the rule of V's. This is talking about stream flow direction, which is the contour lines. Oh, this shows like the contour brown lines I was talking about earlier. These are kind of how they look like. These contour lines located on the stream will always point upstream. For example, if the contour line is pointing northwest, then the stream will be flowing to the southeast. So it's kind of the opposite of what you put it as. Okay. Yeah, so you can see how like the red lines make little V's, and the stream flow is the opposite of that. Okay, state highway maps. These are the really fun ones in my opinion, probably because I do these ones. Legends and scales are same as quads. Like those are going to be the exact same thing. Population is usually found next to the city name. Most highway maps follow grid system. So here you can see like interstate. It shows you how interstate logo looks like, and you'll see like a bunch of like principal divided. You should know how that looks like just by looking at your legend. and it shows you symbols, which you'll have to identify a lot of times on on your test. And remember, they give you like in in-person events, they'll give you actual maps. So everything is very, very small. So you need to have a very good eye for this to identify like the Welcome Center, Information Center. It's all on paper, just a big, ginormous map, and you're gonna have to look through it. So interstate routes, they're two-digit routes, which are longer intercity routes, and three-digit routes are local shorter routes. So those are, if you're ever wondering, like your number of like the highway you're on, the two-digit ones mean it's a longer intercity one, and three digits means it's local shorter, just for like communities purposes. Even numbered routes run east and west. So if you see an even number route that you're on, they run east and west. Odd numbers run north and south. Okay. Public land survey system is very important when doing student created maps, which we'll cover next. This is just a way of like digging deeper into this one area of that your map is located in. So you'll see here it's 36 sections, and you'll go into one section. So for example, they chose 14. You'll get the township number, township 2 south, range 3 west, and you can see on the bottom left, you can see like a little square. It shows the northeast quarter, west half of the southeast quarter. This might not make sense right now, but when you go to the next slide, it'll make a lot more sense. But when okay, let's go to the next slide so it makes sense. Okay, student created maps. This right here, this square right here, you see, it's kind of like the square you saw right here, section 14. That's exactly what's going on here. It's just a square. The 12 in the center, you notice how there's a 14 here. The same way there's a 12 in the center of this map to show that like this is the 12th section out of the 36 sections in public land survey system. And this drawing should have indicated the township and range, but they didn't. Notice how the scale is on the bottom. That's these student created maps. They'll give you instructions. They'll give you map instructions, and you're gonna have to draw a map based on those instructions. So one of the instructions could be, right, so you're labeling section number, middle of the square, scale directly below the square. So if you see the USGS symbol sheet that I shared earlier, this is very, very helpful for this. So here on the bottom left, you see a screenshot that I took from the USGS symbol sheet. But here the instructions for a student created map, just one of them, was place an orchard in the southwest quarter of the northeast quarter. That is what this code language is. Southwest quarter of the northeast quarter in section 12. That's what PLSS is. It's basically like they'll give mostly all your instructions will have these things on them: southeast quarter of northeast quarter, or it can be the northwest quarter of the southwest quarter. Then you'll have to locate that on your map. So as you can see here, we're placing an orchard, right? So we're gonna look at the USGS symbol sheet. We're gonna find where orchard is, and it's a green array of circles. So then we're gonna go into our square. We're gonna find where the southwest quarter of the northeast quarter is. So if I can use like I'll use annotate. Okay, so this is your northeast quarter, right? And then this would be your southwest corner of that northeast quarter. That's where you put the orchard. That's why you put the array of green circles there. So for example, how about we all type in chat where the pond is located? If with this denotation. How would I know where the pond is? Yeah, yeah, you guys are all getting it right. Southeast quarter of the southeast quarter, and you have to make sure you do it in the same format. Southeast 1/4, southeast 1/4, 12, because it's section 12. Okay, let me clear this. So that's kind of how map drawings work, and these are actually a lot of points in the test, so it's good to have that. Okay. Satellite imagery. Um, A delta is an area of low flat land shaped like a triangle where a river splits and spreads out into several branches before entering the sea. Um, the next one is a lagoon, which is a shallow body of water separated from a larger body of water by a narrow landform. So here you can see how the body of water is kind of separated. Okay. Um, Um, to answer the chat, one fourth, one fourth, one fourth is basically like the quarter. Like, here I'll show you. The one it's like the quarter. So southwest quarter of northeast quarter. Most they're all gonna mean quarters. The quarter system. Okay. So, fjord is a long, narrow, deep inlet to the sea between high cliffs. So here you see two high cliffs and then the water. Okay. Vegetation is like that, but you see how the grassland is in the very light green, the forest, which is in the dark green because of population density. So you can see on the picture, forest is in the darkest green, and then farmland is the ones that you'll see are quadrilateral shape. So a lot of times you'll see this kind of view from the airplane if you go like somewhere farmland, you'll see like a bunch of square quadrilaterals. This is vegetation. This is from like up in the air. Grassland is usually the lighter green, and forests are the dark green. Okay. Time of day. This will always come in the test. It's basically um, wait, what do you mean by why is it usually like why is it quarter system?
Why is the vegetation the farmlands?
Oh, why are they quadrilateral?
Yes.
Wait, can you repeat that?
So why are the farmlands usually in quadrilateral shapes?
Because like that's how the farm is like that's how the farmers plant the farmland. Like they do it in like arrays. So
Okay.
that's why you'll see it in like vegetate like in quadrilateral shape because they don't do it like randomly. Um, it's also like just a border between different types of plant, different types of like things growing. Okay. Time of day is shadow is when the shadow align. You can find the time of day when the shadow aligns with the clock to give us the time of day. Um, for example, if a shadow is directly north, time would be either noon or midnight because your shadow is facing that way. That's what the time is. So it's a very easy way to find the time of day. So here you can see how the shadow of this bridge is facing towards 3 p.m. Is facing through towards 3 o'clock on a clock, so that is why it is afternoon. That's why the picture was taken afternoon. So that's just a helpful way of finding shadow. Okay. Next, we're going to test our knowledge on topographic maps, and what we'll do is I'll start with the first one, and using the word bank, type where it goes to. So, okay, so for the first one, what does it point to? I can annotate to help you. This one. Where does it point to? Use the word bank to find. Yeah, yeah, it is neat lines, in fact. Um, in World Scholar, they won't ask you for the exact time down to the minute. For shadow questions, time of day, it'll usually be like one would be like noon, one would be midnight, one would be 3 p.m., one would be 6 p.m., for example. It's all to the hour. Yeah, so this is neat lines. The first one is neat lines. The second one is pointing to the red circle on the bottom. What is that? Yep, it is surrounding quads. Yeah, it's not the key, it's the surrounding quads. It's the one in red circle is the surrounding quads because it shows what are surrounding the map you're looking at right now. The third one is pointing to the top. It is this one right here. Remember, use the word bank to help you out. Wait, I didn't enter the surrounding quads. This is actually the series. Because if you look at it, it says right there 7.5 minute series. And the scale would be the next one, which is pointing down to the scale 1 to 24,000. You no, but even if you can't see it, like it says 7.5 minute, which is pretty simple to see. But okay, it's okay. I get it. But usually the scale will always be on the bottom. And okay, fine. The usually the scale will be on the bottom and the series will be on the top, just for future knowledge. But it's okay.
But what if
Oh, it's gonna be. Don't worry. There's never a case it's not.
okay, but what if that does happen one day?
It won't happen one day.
Well, what if it does?
Then you're gonna have the map right in front of you, so there'll be no problems with seeing it. Okay. The next one is pointing down to the bottom right. Okay, yeah, it's the legend. Okay, the next one is pointing Okay, I know it's hard to see. I can skip it if it helps. Because I was gonna give a PDF of it to you guys, but okay, I'll just skip it. But it's the contour interval. Yeah. Okay, the next one is can you guys see that one or not? It's on the really top right. It just says, let me know if you can't see it. We can move on.
Can you read what it says?
It says Hanover Quadrangle, New Hampshire, Vermont. Yeah, it's the map location. And then last, I mean not last, I mean last, yeah. It's this right here. Wait, I should probably know what to do with that thing. It's just this little diagram right here. Yeah, it's the magnetic declination. Okay, cool. Okay. Next, we have some practice problems. First, what is this body of water called? Uh,
Wait, which one? The one on the left or the one in the middle?
Wait 1 second. I think the one in the middle is it, I think it's a, wait, let me check this because I think it's a, I think it's just a shadow. I don't know for sure though. But it's a lagoon, yeah. Um, if it, I could see why it could, the middle one could be, it could look like the middle one, and I think I would agree that would be lake, but it's a lagoon. Okay, okay, I'm gonna move on. What direction is the stream flow? Okay, people are giving south, like you have to give like a two directions. Like just give the answer letter. Okay. It is, yes, it's a north to south. Okay, next we have, what type of route is this?
Which one?
Oh, 101. Okay. Okay, the people are saying it's interstate. Look at the interstate logo and look at the 101 logo. Notice how it's not even, it's like not the same colors, not the same shape. So if you look one under it, it's a federal route, and you can see how the shape of it matches the exact shape of 101. Okay. Yeah, it's a federal route. Free, this is asking what type of route. It's not, I mean, it is a free, but that's kind of like given, you know? If it's not, okay. Last one is free response. Why do some two-digit interstate routes have even numbered route numbers while others have odd numbered route numbers? Okay, but which ones go from north to south and which ones go from east to west? Yeah, so the correct answer is that two-digit even numbers are east to west roads and two-digit odd numbers are north to south. Okay, that's all I had. I had a Kahoot, but it's not really working, so I don't think we can play that. But
I can make a Kahoot if you want.
okay, that works. I can send you the link to it.
No, I should have it on the account. Give me a second. This is Road Scholar.
Well, I didn't make the Kahoot myself. I don't think you'll have it.
Oh, oops. Okay.
But do you want to link to it? Like I have it open.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. I'll send it to you.
Uh, oops. I want to create this. I need to start. Shall we start? Nirvika, shall we start?
Yeah, I think we can start. Yeah.
Let's go then. Are you gonna explain or
Oh, okay,
no?
I can explain it. Yeah, this one we didn't really cover, but cartography is the science of mapping. The rest, it's not just the science of topographic maps. It's more just the general mapping. This was a question on an invitation. I'll remember it. Okay, you can go next. Um, yeah. Most of you guys got it, but yeah, it's used in topographic maps and sections that's built into 4, given by the name quadrangle, like quad. So yeah. Okay, this one I didn't cover, but it should be pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, it's the north to south, right before longitude. Yeah. We can go next. Yeah, like we talked about contour intervals, contour lines, these topographic maps, they display the elevation by the use of contour. So each brown line you see is a different elevation. Is there a way we could skip this one? I don't know how it works. Because this one, yeah, we can skip it. This one also is pretty self-explanatory, so you can just give it a go. Yeah, state capitals are always located in the greatest not always populated area. No, they don't ever cross like we talked about. The contour intervals are 20 feet apart. So you can see, if you see those brown lines, you'll see they never cross. They're just 20, they're always the contour intervals apart. So for example, the one we discussed was 20 feet apart. We can skip this one. It's not really, or we can just keep it. It's fine.
I'll let it play out.
Like, wait, are we ending because it's 5:30, or are we just keep going?
We can keep going.
Okay.
Everyone, if you want to leave right now, feel free to leave.
Yeah. Let's, yeah, we can keep going. Yeah, this one, hopefully you guys know. Yeah, these are just the intersection of two highways. It's just called a junction. That's just a fact. Okay, we can skip this one just for. Okay. The next one I'm not gonna skip, even though we didn't talk about it, but I just want to give like a brief kind of explanation. That it's you should probably, if you want to learn more, search it up, but the answer is horizontal angle from 2 points. It's kind of very complicated. Like I know people I've done science Olympiad with, they like still don't get it. So like yeah, it's complicated, which is why I didn't want to talk about it, but it's the horizontal angle from 2 points. And then there's also another thing called bearings, which is the next question, which is measured in relation to fixed horizontal plane of true north. So you have to use like protractors to calculate these, and they're like in degrees, if it helps. So yeah. Yeah, so these ones are measured in relation to fixed horizontal plane of true north. They're like the opposite of azimuths. But yeah. The next one, okay, yeah, this one's fine. Purpose of
The picture kind
quadrilateral.
of makes it obvious.
Does it? Yeah. Yeah, it just depicts elevation changes. Next one you can skip. This one might be a little tricky, but if you Yep, they're shown in solid red. Yeah, these just serve the community, and they're very important, so that's why they're shown on the maps, so that people who visit can see it on the maps. Okay, this one is a fun one, I guess, but yep, they do have to be approved by the government.
If you make your own map, it doesn't have to be approved by the government if you just use it for
No,
fun.
but like an actual real life one.
Should have
Actually,
probably specified that.
okay. Yeah, there's quadrangles, also known as topographic maps. That's why it's 4.
This one's kind of obvious because of the
Yeah,
picture.
but a lot of the questions are like that. So they're very easy if you have a map legend. You can easily
Took
find
me a
it.
second though, because to realize the answer was on the map.
Yeah. And then last question, it might be helpful to use the USGS symbol sheet I gave for the next question. But if not, you can just guess, I guess, but it's in there.
I don't think I got it.
Okay, do you want me to send it again? I'll just quickly do that before we do this question, I guess. Here. Okay, there it is. Okay, I think we can go on to the next question. Yep, it's a half sunken boat or ship. If you're wondering, it's on the second page, top right. It's called exposed wreck, and there's a half sunken boat. Okay, that's it.
Bye.